Hey folks, I'm glad you're here. My name is Chris, and this is the Sons of Seaver YouTube channel where there's no such thing as bad weather, only bad gear. Today, I am doing kind of a dual review of two products from the same company called Outdoor Master. They make a bunch of cool outdoor gear. The main thing that we were after when we reached out to them was one of their paddleboards. They have one paddleboard they make, it's called the Swordfish. And instead, they said they wanted to send us their Shark 3 pump. It's not a paddleboard pump. It does a lot more than that. We'll talk about it in a second, but I'm going to talk about both of these products in this review, and they do kind of go hand in hand. Right here at the beginning of the video, I want to mention that it is the end of the paddleboarding season, and the reason why we leave our paddleboard videos until now is so that you can get boards at a discount and get prepared for next season. For example, the Swordfish on Outdoor Master's website is usually $400 retail price. But right now, it is $260. You can use the link down in the description to go and check that board out after you've watched our review of it. I actually want to start this review off by talking about this Shark 3 pump to begin with. This thing's really cool. We have other paddleboard pumps. We've got one from Retrospec that we've used a lot, and that thing requires it to be plugged into a power source. This is the power source. This thing is a battery bank. It will charge up your phone and your other accessories that need to be charged via a USB-C cable outlet here. But then obviously, it does inflating things. So not only does it do paddleboards, I'm reading this off of the box, it also does kite surfing stuff, it does mattresses, it does floats and tubes and things like that, it does inflatable boats and kayaks, and it also does tents. So if you've got an outdoor thing that needs to be blown up, odds are good that this can do it. It comes with 7 different nozzles to help you out with that. I want to show you some of the features of this guy when it comes to the screen. I'm going to do some close-ups for you for that, but you'll notice that there are 4 bars around the outside of the screen. Those are the battery indicators. It took me a while to figure that out, but when you use up the battery, those will start to disappear over time until they are all gone. Now, one thing I will say is that Eric and I inflated and deflated 3 paddleboards, so that's 6 total uses of this thing before we were able to get 1 bar to come off the battery indicator. So this thing has got some juice. It's really easy to adjust the PSI, and it's also easy to adjust the settings between what kinds of things you're blowing up. Before I give you my final opinion of the Shark 3, the last thing I want to mention is how fast this thing is. So, depending on how in shape we are and how we're feeling that day, it takes Eric and I between 10 and 15 minutes to pump up a paddleboard by hand. With the Retrospec pump that was sent out to us by Retrospec, not for review, just to make our lives easier, that pump takes about 9 to 10 minutes to pump up a board, and it requires a battery bank to plug into it. This one's done. We had the Shark 3 go in a pump off against the Retrospec pump, and it did it in almost half the time. It did it in 4 minutes and 50 seconds. We were doing the same board. We've got 2 of the same board from the same company, so we thought that was fair. We had them pump against each other, and again, this was half the time. That's absolutely insane, especially considering it has the battery inside of it. So this thing is super portable compared to other pumps, and it's extremely user-friendly. It's also just so versatile, the fact that it itself can be used as a fast-charging battery bank. I'm a huge fan of this, just kind of giving you my final opinion of the Shark 3. If you're interested in something like this, definitely go and check it out. Let's get into talking about Outdoor Master's Swordfish paddleboard. It's a pretty basic board. I'm going to talk about specs and accessories as we go along here. I'm just going to pull all of this straight from the website. Again, $260 on sale right now. That is 35% off, which is pretty freaking sweet. It is your typical 10-foot, 6-inch board. It is 32 inches wide. It is 6 inches thick. As far as accessories that it comes with, it's going to come with a hand pump. Get rid of that thing immediately and get yourself an electric pump. It's going to come with an ankle strap like most boards will. It comes with 1 big removable fin. The other 2 fins are fixed on the board, but it also comes with an extra giant removable fin in case you happen to damage one of them. Then it also comes with an extendable, adjustable paddle. The last thing it comes with that is one of the coolest features is its carrying bag that not only acts as a backpack with these straps that it has on it, but it also has wheels on it so you can roll it from point A to point B if you want to. We do have an EVA deck pad, which has a non-slip design on it that does perform really well. It's your typical double layered sidewall with a UV resistant coating. You'll find this in a lot of boards. We've got woven mesh fabric, we've got drop stitches, we've got enhanced rail tapes, all things that are going to help with the longevity of the board overall. The last thing worth mentioning here is the convenient carrying handles and the bungee system. The handles are nice because there is one at the front, one at the back, two on the sides, and then one in the center. I find that the center one is the one that I use most often, but if you've got multiple people carrying the board together, the other ones will help as well. And then we have your typical bungee setup towards the front and a little one towards the back as well, in case you need to bungee things down for security. Now let's get into the performance of the board. How do I think it does? It's pretty good. It's not the greatest board. It's not the smoothest board I've ever felt, but for the price point that it comes in at, I think it does a pretty good job. It's relatively smooth depending on the conditions of the water that you're on, and it tracks really well. We did play with taking the big fin off, which does definitely make it more maneuverable, more able to turn. That big fin does make it kind of tough to turn, but a lot of the times that's what people are going to want. They're going to want the board to go straight pretty much no matter what they're doing. This thing feels really good underfoot, whether you are barefoot or you're wearing water shoes. We tried it out both ways, and both ways it feels really nice. The deck overall is nice, it's grippy, it feels good underfoot. It is a comfortable board to ride. If I had to be nitpicky about one thing when it came to this board, I would say that it's probably the paddle itself. It's not the greatest paddle that I've ever felt in the world. It's not the worst paddle that I've felt either, but I would say since the board is so hard to maneuver with how the fin system works, it would be nice to have a little bit more of a high quality paddle in there that would make it easier to maneuver this thing through the water. Especially at the on-sale price point, I think that this is a very worthy board for somebody who's just getting into paddleboarding to look at. You're not going to find a lot of boards for less than this that are going to perform as well as this board does and have the features that it comes with. Getting into my final opinion of the Outdoor Master Swordfish paddleboard, would I recommend it or not? For the price point it's currently at on sale, yes. For $400, I don't think so. I think you could get something a little bit better. I haven't seen it for sale at that full $400 price since we've started working on it. So I don't know if it's going to get there or if it gets there often, but right now it's on sale for that $260, and I think you get what you're paying for at that price point. I think the quality is pretty good. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it a 6 or a 7. We have reviewed some boards that are more towards the 9 and some boards that are more towards the 3. I find that this is definitely kind of upper middle class as far as boards go when it comes to performance, but the price is definitely more towards the lower end of the scale, which is nice. If you're interested in grabbing one of these guys, and I would recommend that you do if you're looking for a first board or just a solid board that's not going to be crazy expensive, use the link down in the description to go and check out Outdoor Master. Folks, if you like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. All those things really help the channel out. If you're interested in any of the products that we talked about in this video, there will be links to them down in the description. If we have discount codes for any of those companies, they will be featured with the links. If you want to get more content from us, there are 3 different places you can get it. The first one is Patreon, where for $1 a month, you can get exclusive behind-the-scenes content we don't post anywhere else. If you want to be most up to date with what we are working on, make sure to follow us on Instagram, where we are constantly posting unboxing videos. Go follow us on Strava if you're interested in seeing mini reviews in real time of the products we're using and what we're using them for. Strava allows you to track and post about your different activities. We track and post about our runs, trail runs, hikes, paddleboarding, and weightlifting, and we do little mini reviews on the products we're using during those activities. Go follow us there, and we will follow you back. We appreciate your view, and as always, we will catch you in the mountains.